In other news, the Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans. The government can and will collect defaulted federal student loan debt by withholding money from borrowers, tax refunds, federal pensions, and even their wages. America is $36 trillion in debt. We must get our fiscal house in order and restore common sense to our country. If you take out a loan, you have to pay it back.
Well guys, in this one today, we're going to be taking a look at student loans. Now, a lot of people have been saying a lot of things, and some people are basically saying it should be forgiven. Some people are saying they will not repay it, and some people are saying they should repay it. Now, some people are also taking a political approach to this whole thing, while you have a few that's taking a racial approach to this.
We're talking about 5.3 million borrowers that are in default. What do people need to know?
Okay, if you work for the federal government, then your wages could be garnished if you're in default. If you get a tax refund, that tax refund may be actually garnished by the federal government. And if you are getting a notice that says you are in default, there will be 30 days and the government could actually garnish your wages. To be clear, this is something that people who owe money need to pay attention to. Also, all of the people in default, we are now seeing reporting to credit agencies. We haven't seen that before. Wow. So we now know that credit scores are dropping for these borrowers by somewhere around 130 points.
Now, whichever side you're on, I want to take an informed approach to this whole student loan repayment. And guys, again, come for the complaint, but please do expect different perspective. As usual, this one is going to be a good one. So see you on the other side. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Guys, my name is Andre, and as usual, if you're stopping by for the first time, please consider subscribing. And while you're at it, just go ahead, smash that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. Also, remember to hit that post notification bell so that you would be notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, without further delay, let's jump right into it. So this is how we're going to kick this one off today. All right. Let me say, if I'm profiling, that's a really nice car. She's showcasing a nice car loan. What's possibly, let me take that back. What's possibly a nice car loan. Sunroof open with leather seats, which is really nice. Oh boy, the hairline. Overextended hairline. The distance between the hairline and the eyebrow is like yay thing. Please expect some of the wildest things to be said or some of the dumbest things. But I hope I'm wrong.
Really can't believe it's people in the comments of this student loan situation talking about some, yeah, this is how the world works. You borrow money, you pay it back. Shut your stupid ass up. A fucking school loan ain't the same as an auto loan or a home loan or a personal loan, you damn idiot. Black people, minorities especially, had to go to school. We ain't left shit. We had to go to school. I had no choice but to go to damn school. And then when I went to school, it wasn't like I'm working for my damn self now. I'm making money for other people. And the money gets taxed. This shit is all going back into the hand. It's like a big ass circle. And y'all fail to realize that. Your fucking credit score is made the fuck up. That's some made up shit. Money made the fuck up. This is a system. America is a system. I'm confused at how the hell y'all still don't realize this shit. Then on top of that, y'all ain't even willing to try to make reasonable payment plans. Y'all ain't even trying to do like $100 a month. Y'all want the whole shit. Y'all want $2,000 a month on a goddamn degree that people ain't even using. When I got out of school, I couldn't even use my degree. Oh, right away. They wanted 100 years of experience. Like, what the fuck? Y'all garnish my wages. I'm garnishing my damn job. Period. I get energy siphoned daily. Restraining myself from hopping through the computer and choking people out daily. And I've been doing this shit since I've been 16. I've been working in America since I've been 16 and ain't got too much shit to show for it other than the standard American properties. So, bitch, if you disagree with whatever I say, you can do the hokey pokey, turn your ass around, lick your own ass, and burn in hell, bitch. I don't know if I've had too many magical chocolates, but I need y'all to really wrap your mind around what we're really in, because y'all are sick.
So you see, guys, I told you, there's something about women with overextended hairline that they have similar characteristics. They all talk the same. And please proceed with caution whenever you see them. Now, guys, if you follow me, you know how I look at student loans. I've always said that student loans are an investment in yourself. Whenever you take out student loan, your intention is to invest in yourself so you could increase your earning potential. Am I right? Am I cooking? No, it's the same thing when an entrepreneur takes out an SBA loan, and it's the same thing when a landlord or someone who is investing in real estate take out a conventional loan or a commercial loan. It's the same thing. So since we're going to look at it from that lens, let's take a look at the difference between an entrepreneur and a student. It's the same borrowing process, it's the same repayment process. Now, as an entrepreneur, whenever we borrow the SBA loan, we are expected to either purchase our business or purchase equipment or even for working capital. And this money is expected to be repaid. Just like how we repay on our car note, just like how we repay on our personal loans, and just like how we repay on our house. It is expected to be repaid. Now, she's also ranting about paying back anything over $100 a month. Let me just say that is stupid. That is stupid. So you're sitting in a car that you're possibly paying at least $1,000 on. So you're telling me you have a problem with repaying your student loans. You have a problem with giving $200, $300 a month on student loans, but you have no problem with paying someone to have your hairline overextended this thing from your eyebrows. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You have a problem, so you have no problem traveling. You have no problem traveling, you have no problem treating yourself, you have no problem going out, eating out. But you have a problem with paying back the money you should have used to invest in yourself so that you could make more. Make it make sense.
Grumpy old gay rant of the day. Some of the people on this app do not have the God-given sense that the good Lord gave to a turnip. Let's talk about student loans for a second. This app has been filled with different types of people with different student loans. I am one of them. I was fortunate in the fact that I enrolled in the public service loan forgiveness and paid on mine for 10 freaking years and then had the rest forgiven. And before you come for me in the comments, you have no idea what I had to do to get those loans forgiven. I had to teach for 10 years in the schools that nobody wanted to teach in. I had to teach the subjects that nobody wanted to teach to the kids that nobody wanted to teach for over 10 years. And I kind of had fun doing it. But there were people on this app for the past 2 years bragging, saying, I will never make my student loan payments. They were all over this app saying, I have no intention of ever paying my student loans. Bragging about it. And then last night and this morning, my feed is full of people saying, I can't believe the government's going to garnish my wages. I have asked this question many times in the past, but does it hurt to be that stupid? You're like the person who stole a car and then bragged about it to everybody else, and then you're surprised that the police showed up to your house. If you had no intention of paying back the student loan, you could have just shut the fuck up about it. But for some reason, you thought it was okay to brag about it on social media. You know who else is on social media? The government. And they saw your little TikToks and they said, oh, hell no, not on my watch, bitch. And now they're going to garnish your wages. Even though I find it hilarious to watch you cry on TikTok, Gunkle Tim is still going to help you out. We still have a teacher shortage. And I think if you enroll now, you can start that public service loan forgiveness program. You're still going to have to make your payments for 10 years. And teach in the schools nobody wants to teach in, and teach the subjects that nobody wants to teach. But it's a whole lot better than them garnishing your wages for the rest of your life. That's all.
You know what, Tim? I heard a lot of persons saying they will never repay their student loans. Yep, you are correct. And the funny thing about it is, if you were given 5 years pause on paying a bill, or even 5 years interest-free on paying your bill, would you take that 5 years off? Would you? And if you take that 5 years off, wouldn't you try to invest that money that you've been saving for the 5 years in order to now start making the payments? So for example, if I had a loan outstanding where I had to pay $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, and it will not accrue interest, and I do not have to pay it for 5 years, guys, let me tell you, if I've not made any payments for 5 years of $2,000 a month, trust and believe me, I would have had an asset today that would have been paying that student loans. Let me say that again. If I was ever in a situation where someone told me, listen, you could pause on those payments for 5 years, no interest added, today I would have had an asset that would be now paying that loan every month. It was that easy. So you see, when you're looking at it as, oh, Biden didn't follow up on what he was saying, or when you were looking at it like, how dare someone try to garnish my pay, or when you look at it as, oh, student loan is different from other loans. But you never looked at it as, you know what? Maybe this is an opportunity to invest those payments that I didn't have to make with no penalties. And today I would have had an asset just printing money and paying my student loan for me while I go off and live my life. Nobody thought about that, right? But let me keep cooking. Let's keep cooking.
I am so tired of these people when you start complaining about student loans that come into the freaking comments and are like, oh no, you actually have to pay back what you took. How horrible. Oh, you took a loan out and you have to pay it back. Pay back what you took. We're not talking about that. We're not saying that we don't want to pay back what we took. We're saying if I took 20 grand out, the max I should owe back is 25. There should be a cap. Okay, fine. I will pay you $5,000 because you gave me 20. I will pay that.
That's not how that works.
But if I took out $20,000 in student loans and 20 years later I owe 80 grand and I've been paying on them for 20 years, that's the problem. We can never pay these off because the interest is so freaking high that we can't pay it off. And we're making payments and it's not even going down.
Now again, guys, this review, it has nothing to do with your emotions. Let's just make an informed decision. Now let me ask you a few questions. Do you have a cap on your car payments? Do you have a cap on your mortgage? Do you have a cap on your personal loan? Do you have a cap on your credit card payment? No, you don't. No, you don't. So what's the difference with your student loan? So you're telling me it's okay to get into a 30-year mortgage and pay 3 times the cost of the house, sometimes 2, and it's okay, nothing wrong. You're telling me you could get into a car note and you could pay 2 times the price of the car and it's completely okay, no problem. And here you are, the government loaned you some money, taxpayer loaned you some money, and you're complaining about paying it back. You're saying that they should just take a $5,000 for loaning you the money when you're driving around in a nice car paying whoever know what you're paying. Guys, you see, this doesn't make any sense. How you're thinking doesn't make any sense at all. This doesn't make any sense.
If someone goes to prison for 12 years because they robbed a bank or committed, tried to murder someone, and they go, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get my master's degree while I'm in here, and it's free, and they get out after 12 years and they go get a job using that master's degree and they don't have any student loans to pay back, why do we? Why is college free for prisoners, but the rest of the world can't get college for free? Why is that? It's just another freaking way that America finds to scam us Americans. They scam us. Just like life insurance is a scam, health insurance is a scam, home insurance is a scam, car insurance is a scam, taxes are a scam. Tax me when I get paid, when I spend it, when I buy something. Tax me once, one time. Tax my money when I get paid. After that, I'm done. Why am I paying taxes on stuff that you've already taxed me on? It's a scam. I'm over life. I'm over it. Everything in life is freaking hard. Rant's over. Sorry.
You know what, guys? I think a lot of us are either misinformed or uninformed, because some of the things that I hear people saying, it is mind-blowing. Because here we are talking about student loans, and she's talking about a prisoner getting student. No, here we are talking about something that is serious. People's wages will be garnished, and she's talking about a prisoner getting education for free. You're distracted. So again, guys, we are making an informed decision. Nothing personal.
So the whole, it's a loan, pay it back, that's like telling a fat person, if you would just lose some weight, or telling someone who's grieving, they're in a better place. That's not helpful. That's not a real solution. I'm 40 years old. I've been out of college for 12 years. It cost me $62,000 to go to college, which I took out loans because I had to. And I've paid $398 for 12 years. I think that amounts to about $49,000 that I've paid on those loans over the last 12 years. I owe $74,000.
So you're telling me it took you 12 years to pay back how much? And how much were you paying a year on your student loans? And this is what I'm talking about, because I guarantee you, his vacation, or let's just say his closet, he spent much more on his closet and his hairstyle than he's willing to pay on his student loans.
So it's negatively amortized, I don't know, what, $12,000 after I've given them 48. And that's the way the loans are designed, because that's the only way to afford to stay out of default when you're 26 years old and trying to get ahead in life, is you have to go into this IBR graduated plans. Because for me, I would have had to have paid $1,300 a month. I couldn't pay that at 26. I had no choice but to go into this plan. Now, luckily, I do have the options to refinance them and to, try to make headway to get rid of these things. But I'm very fortunate, and I'm so glad that I am, because there are so many people out there who are not, and they don't have those choices. And I don't think that turning people over to collections is going to improve anything. We're talking about huge debts. I mean, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. What do you think they're going to get?
True.
I mean, if you garnish their wages and their paycheck and you fuck up their credit, they're not going to be able to buy homes. They're not going to be able to buy cars. They're not going to be active participants in the American economy, which we desperately need. And that was the whole point of, we want people to spend their money in America. Well, if they're all broke, that's going to not work out real well. And At the end of the day, my generation, I'm 40. I don't have children, but if I did, they would probably be in college. I know people my age who have kids in college. I know people my age who have grandchildren. And we've just created this vicious cycle. They can't afford to help their kids because they're still paying for their education from back when George Bush was president. So their kids end up in student loan debt too, but it's twice as much as their mom and dad had, because college is twice as expensive now. And we're creating this generational cycle of debt that is undischargeable. You can never get out of it. Death is the only way out. I'm not saying it should all be forgiven. I'm not saying it all should be free. But what I'm saying is the whole, it's a loan, pay it back. That's not the answer. It's way bigger than that. And it's going to have more far-reaching repercussions than just that. Stop and think about what you're saying. And also, let's remember that my generation was told, you must go to college. If you don't go to college, you will be destitute and live in squalor the rest of your life. We were told that by our parents, our grandparents, our pastors, our teachers, our parents. Everyone said that.
True.
And we did what we were supposed to do. And now we're stuck in this vicious payday loan cycle with these student loans. And there's just no clear-cut way out of it. I don't know the answer. But you know what? I'm not a politician. I'm not the president of the United States. So it's not my job to understand or know the answers to this. But I just don't think it's helpful to kick people when they're down and trash their credit and fuck up their life because they went to college.
Does anyone else find it odd that people complain about average Americans wanting student loan forgiveness or income-driven repayment options, but then support a billionaire who has had hundreds of millions of loans forgiven and filed 6 bankruptcies? Or is it just me?
No, just imagine this, guys. Imagine me lending you $20,000 and I'm saying, don't pay me the $20,000. Just go ahead and pay me the interest on the $20,000 every month. Boy, I tell you, you're gonna owe me forever. You will never be able to repay me. And you know what? No, you are my asset. Yep. Because I know that you're not paying down the principal. I know that you will never pay it off. And that is sweet. And you have people that are defending that. You have people that are actually defending that. The game is in paying down the principal, guys. That's where you start winning. And that's why banks will forever make it. No, because while you're finding a reason or an excuse to pay only interest, the banks are loving you. And let me ask, if there's anyone out there who's willing to borrow $20,000 and pay me back at 17%, but interest only, is there anyone out there willing to do that? No, because you will only be my asset. You will owe me forever. You will be paying my children and my children's children. That's how bad that is. And you know why you're doing that? You're only making interest payment just so I will not say your default or I would not report you to credit bureau. That's the only reason why you're paying interest only. Because now I'm giving you a reason to just go off and live your life, go off and spend the rest. It's a trap. Because now here I am giving you an excuse or a reason to just go off and spend the rest with Ford Motors, Lexus, Homeowners Association, JetBlue, Spirit Airline, the hotel industry, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. Just give me my interest only and go off and spend your money with those people. Man, no, that game is rigged. That's a rigged game, guys. Wake up. Once again, guys, we have come to the end of another great video. Now, if you found value in this video, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. Or better yet, if you know someone that might find value in this video, please go ahead and share. But you know you can get all your information from this one video. So please go ahead and click on this one right here. Now, you'll have access to the financial market, the financial news, current affairs, and definitely my journey towards financial freedom. Now, as usual, guys, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.